Who's done what I have done in the space I have done it? Nobody.
Looking at him, I see an immature guy who's riding a really big wave. He has a lot of momentum, but he's about to get knocked off of it.
You can say what you want about how I approach the game, but as far as I'm concerned, I own this game.
Notorious. A fitting nickname for the brash Irishman, Conor MacGregor.
This is just the next step. Dustin's little pea head is going to get removed, and I'm going to get on my way to the goal.
He looks to validate himself.
Go!
As one of the elite at 145 pounds.
Conor, he's a clown.
But Dustin Poirier, a prideful veteran who has long been one of the division's best, stands at the precipice. Demetrious Jonson, the sport's most active champion, defends his belt for the third time in a year.
It's easier to get to the big show, but it's a lot harder to stay here.
Against Cariaso, an unrelenting challenger.
I have to hurt him. That's the motto for this fight.
And Eddie Alvarez, the man long considered the best fighter outside the UFC, finally steps into the octagon.
I want to be involved in dangerous fights where people are biting their nails, not knowing what's going to happen.
He will seek validation against a cowboy with unbridled ferocity.
Guess what, bitch? Here I am.
At UFC 178, Las Vegas, Nevada will serve as the proving ground for some of the UFC's most elite. Follow their lives.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Whoa. Go inside their training camps.
Another day.
This is Countdown to UFC 178.
A lot of people have been talking about Conor MacGregor for a long time.
Conor MacGregor, he's an ordinary bloke. He seems to be a man of the people.
He's ruthless. He's absolutely clinical at what he does.
Anyone who gives us a lift in sport or whatever, you know what I mean, is good for the country, you know.
I believe not one of these athletes in the UFC understand what the is happening. They don't know what's going on with these crazy Irishmen running in looking to take their head clean off.
This is why everyone's been talking about Conor MacGregor all over. Conor MacGregor, another first-round win.
But for us, it's just, this is what we do. We've been doing it for generations. We love to fight.
This place is on its feet. This is something unusual. This kid's got something.
Just an absolute pleasure to watch on display here. Conor MacGregor with a dominant performance here tonight against Max Holloway.
MacGregor's popularity grew faster than anyone in the sport.
Damon, 60 G's, baby!
It took only 2 UFC fights before the promotion booked him as the main event in his hometown of Dublin, Ireland.
Please welcome out Diego DB Brandao!
It was perfect. It was Brazil versus Ireland. Diego's a wild one, so it was perfect. He came straight from the favelas, the guy did, you know, and I came from the streets of Dublin.
146 pounds!
You don't need to hype these things. If it's there, and it's a beautiful thing. It was there in Dublin.
Tomorrow I take his head clean off!
I'll never forget the tunnel. I walked through the tunnel and there was beer dripping from the roof.
And just listen to the soundtrack of this Dublin crowd.
They said it was louder than a rock concert. There was no doubt that it was. I remember I walked into the cage. I stood before him and blew him a kiss, and he bowed before me. I remember that. I felt he was broke before the contest. I said I'd put pressure on him that he never felt before, and ultimately, shot by shot, he will crumble.
Nice right hand from MacGregor as he stands.
This is what I said, and that is what happened.
And now looks there, this could be the end. This could be it. That is it. Wow! Conor MacGregor, he
I enjoyed it for about 20 seconds. Then I went backstage. Now I'm ready to go again.
For Conor's next opponent, the writing was already on the wall. He was originally scheduled to fight Cole Miller in Dublin before an injury caused Diego Brandao to replace him. But MacGregor thought number 5 ranked Dustin Poirier should have been the man to step up and challenge him in his home country.
I was scheduled to fight Cole Miller. He tore ligaments in his thumb. Dustin is in the same gym. Dustin would have heard about it. They would have heard before the UFC would have heard. This was a main event slot. If I was in my mind frame and a fight was 7 weeks away in a main event, I would have been all over.
Accused me of being scared to take a fight with him when my teammate pulled out. I've had 10 fights in the UFC. I'm not scared to fight anybody, first of all. It's ridiculous. But Cole trains all over. He trains at a bunch of different gyms and stuff, and I pretty much found out the way everybody else found out. This is my counter to that dumb accusation that I'm scared to fight him. Why did I call you out and get this fight? I got this fight for us.
Well, he has no option now. It's forced upon him now. Be careful what you wish for. I've no doubt in my mind that P-Head was looking at that fight with Diego Brandao, praying for Diego to win.
There's not a man alive that can come on this soil and beat me.
It's fear manifested in a different form. Now it's known that he was ducking. Now it's known that he was afraid. Now he needs to speak up over it. And he has no say in the matter. He just has to show up and get taken clean out.
Conor McGregor seems like a good athlete. He seems like a decent counterpuncher. But he also seems like a scumbag. He's full of himself, and I'm sure he has a lot of people around him telling him how good he is. For me, looking at him, I see almost an immature guy who doesn't understand the whole game yet, and who's riding a really big wave. You know, he has a lot of momentum, but he's about to get knocked off of it. I walk the walk, you know. Conor talks the talk, and we'll see if he's really about it.
I snap you down, you tripod up. I snap you down and get behind. Tripod up, tripod up. Good work, good work, good work. Second drill, high crotch, dump, finish with a double.
I'm so looking forward to this, man, to shutting this guy's mouth.
Beautiful.
You know, he talks a lot and bumps his gums, but, you know, I'm a hard worker, and I let my fighting do the talking.
In the air.
I'm committed to this game 100%, and I'm going to be a world champion in the UFC. And Conor, he's a clown. He's a joke to me.
When I hit a chin, like that, it falls. This is easy. In the process, in the division, they can love me, they can hate me.
The talking definitely fuels him. He's pissing the wrong tree. He's gonna pay for it.
All the people in Ireland, I can't wait to say I told you so. You know, maybe y'all do good in soccer or something, have something else to look forward to.
1, 2, 3, ATT!
I'm always getting better. I get better, you know, because I work the brain more than the body. I think Dustin is a fighter who works the body more than the brain. You know, you come in, day out, you're grinding and you're working hard, but your skill level is staying the same. It's declining.
You're right up. You're good and proper up, yeah?
And then you've got me, a slick, handsome Irish kid that takes no that uses his brain and has climbed to the top of the game quicker than anyone else has done it.
Bring the knee back.
fast, from the floor, from the floor.
I come down here once, twice a week, and I'm working my kicks, working my kicking game.
Get the eyes around force, Conor. Yeah, that's it. Conor wants his legs to be literally like a jab, like as good as his hands.
It's basically about having fun, you know, just show up to the gym, you know, not take nothing too seriously.
Do you want to break a board? If you don't hit it in the center, it's hard to break. This is the shot. Yeah! It's refreshing to see an Irish athlete behave like that, like a winner. Yeah! That's the one. That's beautiful.
Let's not kid ourselves here who the big star is at this show. I'm the biggest star on the show.
Let's go, my man. Now remember, go up, Conor, up, up.
I wouldn't like to be preparing to face me, and I know he doesn't like it.
It's beautiful. Do it, man. Do it. Yeah.
When he wakes up, I'm in his head. And when he goes to sleep, I'm in his head.
Yeah.
When he eats his food, I'm in his head.
Switch fast.
Every single second, I'm in his head.
Nice.
I know I'm coming in all guns blazing, and I won't stop until the finish is there.
Do you think this fight is key to getting all the things you want as a fighter?
Yeah, you know, I need a guy like Conor, you know, somebody who hypes the fight and makes people want to see it and not go out there and beat him. You know, this is perfect timing for me in my career.
Dustin thinks it's all talk, but when he wakes up with his nose plastered on the other side of his face, he's going to know it's not all talk.
Man, to tell you the honest truth, I've fought tougher guys, and if Conor could fight half as good as he can speak, you know, I think it would be.
Look, don't get me wrong, I like the kid. He's a quiet little hillbilly from the back arse of nowhere. You know, I've nothing against the guy, you know what I mean? But coming up against me, that's not going to be good. You know, I'm going to crack him with a jab, and he's going to wobble, and I'm going to put him away early. It's going to be a first-round KO, mark my words. This is just the next step. Dustin's little pea head is going to get removed. It's going to get put into my collection, and I'm going to get on my way to the goal.
I'll beat you there, buddy.
With 8 wins in the UFC, the 25-year-old Poirier takes pride in how far he's come, and recently has had heated pre-fight confrontations.
Diego Brandao, Dustin Poirier, ladies and gentlemen.
And both of his last 2 fights have been electrifying as a result.
Oh, good right hand and a left. Oh my, Diego's in trouble.
I pride myself in those kind of fights. I don't think I've ever really been in a boring fight. I don't think I'm capable of it.
Oh! It is all over! Wow! Dustin, the dominant Poirier!
You know, I still feel like I'm very far away from my prime.
This kid gets stronger as the fight goes on. Oh, big uppercut there for Poirier. Corazoni's in a world of pain here. This one might be done. Dustin Poirier! Another finish!
So let's get to it, buddy.
Let's see it, DP. Take them off, take them off. Good. Yes. Dustin's a true athlete. He's growing. Every time he comes in here, he learns. He gets better. We've been working on his speed. We've been working on his strength. And it's been paying off a lot.
Keep breathing.
Sharp, sharp, sharp. Left, right, left.
Whoa! That's it. That's work.
I've not met Conor McGregor in person, but they know each other from the regional circuit. We fought in the same shows and stuff. But he's always been notorious, you know. That's how he gets his nickname. He's always been a trash talker, even in the local scene, so people might think he's putting it on, but he's done it for years.
12 straight back underneath, 12 with the T, and then 12 with the Y.
It makes you want to see his fight. Either you want to see him win or you want to see him lose, but you're definitely interested in that fight. But Dustin's brand is whipping ass, you know, and that's what he's been doing.
3, 2, 4. 3, 2, 5. There's a fine line between being confident and being cocky. If you underestimate your opponent, that's when things go wrong. He's going to underestimate Dustin, and it's the wrong person to underestimate.
He's just an average journeyman fighter. He's okay everywhere. He's basic everywhere. He's nothing that jumps off the page. He's not flashy. He hasn't got KO power, you know, that stiffened, cold toes power. He hasn't got that.
Come on, fast, fast, fast. Explode, explode. 2. Keep the body still, just the knee. Just the knee. Fast, fast, fast. There you go.
I don't feel he has anything for me. I'll beat him everywhere.
Control, body's tight.
They haven't experienced it until they experience it, until they're in there with me, and then they feel it's a different kind of pressure. It's a different kind of power. It's a different kind of smoothness. It's one of the reasons why I feel so confident.
Speed. There you go.
I see it being easy.
I'll tell you what. Keep going.
Shot by shot, I will put him away.
I knew that I was going to take on MMA as a profession. The goal was always to get to the UFC. Everything I did before, whether I won championship belts and traveled across the world and fought in different countries, it was all just gaining experience to this moment. So that when I got to the UFC, that I can be as sharp, as fine-tuned as possible. Although fans may not know who I am, I'm willing to bet every fighter in this division knows who I am. Almost every organization I joined, I became champion. This won't change. The same habits that I had in the past will continue. I will be the UFC lightweight champion. There's a lot of really talented guys at 155, whether it's jiu-jitsu, really talented wrestlers, really talented strikers. But then there's fighters. That's what I'm good at. There's no one better at giving damage and taking damage than myself. And that's why I'll be #1. That's why I'll be the champion of the UFC. Our roster here at the Black Zanes, it's incredible. You know, we have Rashad Evans, Vitor Belfort. And in the lightweight division, we have Abel Trujillo, Michael Jonson. Our room itself is a meat grinder.
Starting off, one guy just jamming underhook. That's easy. Circle out, clear.
Just recently we picked up Greg Jones as our wrestling coach. He is the most decorated collegiate wrestler of all time. A 3-time NCAA champion. Career record of like 126-4.
If I'm digging this underhook, he's circling out. He can't defend. He can't defend going away. Jab! Go! Wrestle! Keep fighting! Wrestle! Good! Eddie is a professional. If we have a workout, Eddie's here early. He's ready to go. He's already warmed up. Just all around, he is tremendously committed to his craft. It's almost like having another coach here in the gym. 10 double leg takedowns. Hard and fast. Finish. Put him on the ground. Make your body strong. Go.
Greg's strategy is to get us good and tired, get us fatigued, but keep our minds aware enough to be able to do the techniques properly.
No time in between. Just go. Be explosive when you're tired.
If you ever want to get ready for a fight, you get ready down here.
Times. Bring it in.
We're lucky enough to have him in the room. Definitely an asset to the Black Zanes.
1, 2, 3. Black Zanes!
For his first test, Alvarez will jump straight into the fire. The man they call Cowboy, in the midst of a 4-fight win streak, with not a single contest going to the judges' scorecards, enters the fray.
I used to wonder why I always do all these crazy things. Like, what's the purpose? Why do I want to jump off buildings and swing from ropes and ride four-wheelers and wakeboard and do everything crazy? Because it gives you this feeling, like this scared feeling, you know? That same feeling is the feeling you get right before you walk out to a cage. I'm searching for that feeling, you know, and there it is every time I fight. It's the scariest feeling in the entire world.
Cowboy trying to lock in a triangle. Dunham got to be careful. It's locked in. He likes the triangle. He's turning the corner, too. Cowboy uses it to the tip. It is all over. He looked outstanding tonight. Oh, that's it. It's over. It is all over. Beautiful technique. Like that. Knockout. Donald Cerrone. That's about as sweet as it gets, ladies and gentlemen.
And Cowboy looks at UFC performance bonuses, which he's earned in each of his last 4 fights, as added motivation.
You're telling me you're going to pay me X amount of dollars to go fight, and then if I do really good, you're going to give me $50,000 more dollars? I feel like when I step in the octagon, I get one of those wind machines. The bills are flying everywhere, and I'm just scooping as much as I can.
Oh, he knocked him down the jab. Oh, Donald's in trouble. Takes his back. Donald's got his back. To finish it right here. He got it. And it's all over. Donald Cerrone has submitted it to Barboza. That is why MMA is so exciting.
I don't understand why everyone doesn't just fight their ass off. If that doesn't give you enough to just put it all on the line, I don't know what would.
Huge shot by Cerrone. Donald Cerrone does it again. Unbelievable. How about Donald Cerrone, ladies and gentlemen?
Standing there staring across at Eddie. I cannot wait. I just think in my head, ring the bell. Let's go. That's what's going through my head.
If he steps in and you guys time your where he go run to the ground, that's the part I like.
Eddie Alvarez has always been on the radar as one of the top lightweights, and it's really great now that he gets a chance to see how he fares against some top competition. You're looking at fight night right there with Alvarez trying to use his movement, try to get some angles on Cowboy, and Cowboy walking him down and kicking him in the head.
Eddie, you know, is going to bring it for sure. He's not going to want to lose his first fight in the UFC. I definitely think there's potential for another $50,000 bonus, you know, and I'm excited. I'm going to go try and get it. So sorry to everybody else on the card, but Cowboy's coming for it.
Success in the sport brings luxury that less experienced fighters can't necessarily afford. Cowboy is in the final stages of building a training facility on his ranch in Edgewood, about a 40-minute drive east of Albuquerque.
It was like a dream of mine when I was a kid to find a place that I could ride motorcycles, shoot my guns, and just have, you know, horses and everything I've always wanted. I bought this land and started building up from there. You know, we've totally rebuilt my whole house, built the gym, built a hay barn, the stalls for the horses, you know, so just to be able to have my own little fun house is awesome.
You have more flour? No.
Yeah, you want this thing right here? So it's good to have that in my backyard and just, you know, having the people and the energy around us that we can get up and go train anytime. That's the key factor about it. Ultimate Frisbee started just trying to figure out another way to have fun with training, you know.
You only take 3 steps. If you miss or drop the Frisbee, it's the other team's ball right away.
Oh, fuck, my bad.
Nice, Billy.
Take him down! Take him down!
Oh, it's hard. Way more fun than wrestling practice.
Ready, Philly? So I'll show you the 3 exercises we're gonna do. Single leg. Coming up, exploding straight on the wall. We definitely change our programming up based on who the fighter is, who their opponent is. Go! Smooth, all one motion. Don't stand up and then throw it. Cowboy, with him, we do a lot of explosive work. I mean, you can kind of see it when he's in the ring, you know, how explosive he is, how he can just come out in a fight with a kick or a punch.
Eddie, I do know that he brings it. That's one thing I'm excited about because matchups make fights. Fights make people want to watch. Unfortunately, I get to welcome Eddie to the UFC, so tough fight, your first one. Hope you train really hard, and let's go get some money.
I grew up in Kensington. It's a place in Philadelphia. If you're from Kensington, you're called a Kenzo. If you're called a Kenzo, you lack class, and you're probably good at fighting. It's a rough place to grow up, but being that I chose this profession, it was a perfect place to grow up. When I got out of high school, I was sort of making my way, doing concrete work, living an adult life, but doing childish things. We got in fights almost every other weekend. It's not hard to get in a fight when you go out in Philadelphia, especially with the wrong group of guys. But regardless of who the guy was or how big he was or what he weighed, I always won. I met my wife when I was 15 years old. I got in a fight at a playground, and none of my friends jumped in, but my wife jumped in. And I said, man, I'm gonna marry this guy.
Everyone asks me, how do you deal with like your husband being a fighter? And I'm like, there's a little bit of relief for me because I feel like it's in a controlled environment. He is getting paid for what he's actually good at, and he enjoys it. And you don't know what's going to happen in a street fight. At least I know what's going to happen here.
Most fighters lose their family because of fighting. It's a selfish sport. My biggest success in this sport was the ability to keep my family close. When I did concrete work, I said, if I could ever get a chance to make just enough money to be able to pay my bills and live my life, that was my dream. The reason why I feel like I've been most successful is my fear of this ending. When I wake up every day, my only job is to become better at fighting. What more can I ask for? Me and the boys every once in a while play some dodgeball. The theory is if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. They're just starting to realize what their dad does, and for me, it's fun to see them compete. I was like that as a child. You're out. You gotta sit. It's funny to see that at my kids now that I'm older. The agony of defeat. Why did you do that? About 3 years back, I was commuting back and forth from Philadelphia to Florida, and it was sort of taking a toll. I was missing my kids, missing my wife.
So we decided to move.
My wife's on the same mission I am. She wants me to be #1 in the world. I really do have the best support system at home. Sort of makes things simple. Family and fighting. That's it.
Fighting out of Albuquerque, New Mexico.
When they first told me it was Cowboy, it was ironic because I was just in Atlantic City. I seen him fight live against Jim Miller. I'm glad I got to see him fight live. You know, I got to see holes in his game.
His coach Henry Smith said, I really want to work on Cowboy getting out of the way from these punches. He likes to get hit too often.
You can tell a lot about a guy's speed and the work rate he works at when you watch him live.
You don't have nothing to worry. Go fight out 5 rounds. You know, you fight your whole life defending titles. As soon as fight goes, they get tired. Old mistakes go. Then is you. Boom, 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 boom.
I'm excited about it. He's a guy on a roll.
Ready? Go! Dirty boxing, knees, elbows, hurt.
He's dangerous right now. Everybody's got their eyes on him. I fare the best when I'm in dangerous situations against guys like that. The UFC couldn't have made a better matchup for me for my first matchup.
Right.
Cowboy, he does well if you give him space, but it won't be like that. It's a different story here. I'm the boss. I say what's going to happen.
Eddie has a lot of experience, been in a lot of tough fights, and he comes to fight. And when people come to fight, we don't know what's going to happen, we don't know who's going to win, but we're going to see something special.
This is a fight for the fans. I'm not going to come out reckless. I'm not going to come out tentative either. Them lights are going to hit me, and you're going to see a high-paced, violent fight.
Precision, consistency, dominance. These are the hallmarks of Demetrious Jonson's UFC title reign. UFC 178 will mark his 6th title fight in 2 years, making him the most active champion on the UFC's roster. And he is right back to business, training under longtime head coach Matt Hume.
The stuff that me and Matt are trying to do is just keep evolving my game. Just trying to keep getting better in every area, where it's jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, kickboxing, boxing, wrestling.
Today we're working a little bit of Dutch crossfight combinations. Slide in there. Oh, good. That's it. The punch or the kick or the knee or the elbow that precedes the other one flows with how your body works. It sets up the thing that's coming next.
Back in the day, before there was, the UFC, Matt was training back then, going to Japan, doing pancreas. He's a pioneer.
When he pushes, he's going to start pushing me over here, okay? So all I'm going to do is when he pushes, I'm going to work on the drags and keeping the hands covered. He's going to push me.
When I'm training with Matt, he literally, works me. Where I'm like, I should have been able to defend that because I'm the best in the world. It doesn't happen like that. It can be frustrating sometimes, but I keep working through it because I know there ain't going to be nobody else in the flyweight division who's going to work me like Matt will.
A constant refinement of skills while building on the existing arsenal has been a blueprint for success for the UFC champion. And just as his work with Hume has been business as usual, so was his last fight against Dagestani-born Sambo expert, Ali Bagotinov.
Every single time you step in the octagon, you have to be on.
He has no weakness. Everything he does correctly.
It just takes one time when you're off and you lose.
Demetrious has figured out his movement, figured out his timing. Oh, he's doing things like that. Big right hand counter. DJ's landing hard knees now. High. Another knee. Mighty Mouse is just putting on a clinic. The real question now, Mike, is who's next? Absolutely.
My goal is to be the #1 fighter, in my weight class. Winning the belt, winning the gold around my waist, that's what I want. I feel like I'm there. I feel like I'm ready to be there. You know what? You can't count anybody out. It makes me want to go out there and show these people that I am better than what they think. I have nothing to lose, and he has everything to lose, so the pressure's on him, and I'm coming for him.
For Chris Cariaso, who started in Taekwondo at 5 years old, reaching the top of the martial arts world has been a lifelong challenge. He has been working towards this championship fight for the past 28 years. Cariaso has made the realization that timing is everything.
Chris Cariaso with his first finish inside the octagon.
And he rides a 3-fight win streak into a bout against Demetrious Jonson.
Kamikaze Cariaso!
Being kind of back-to-back-to-back fights, this is really my 4th fight in a year. So definitely, I'm feeling stronger than ever.
Oh yeah, Kamikaze's in the house. Demetrious Jonson is someone that we've talked about since, day one.
I just got rid of this thing.
To be at the top, you gotta beat whoever is at the top. All right, Chris, we say go. It's everything you got, all right? 25 minutes. Leg drive, leg drive, leg drive. Good. Back up. I need squat namis. In my programming for Chris, everything, a lot of rotary torso stuff, punchy, change of direction. Good. Make it look easy, Chris. Sidewinder, seated, wide base. Nice. So a lot of the moves that we picked today for him. Outside roll, same thing. Use those hips. All right, let's beat the drum. We're based on the functional side of fighting. You got a championship to bring home. Let's go. You want to impose your will on your opponent, you got to have the strength base to do so. Beat it. Let's go, Chris. Aggressive.
Definitely I think it's right on pace for what this fight is going to be.
Split jump right there is what we trained for.
It's going to be 25 minutes, high pace, non-stop.
So lateral hop, side to side.
Me going out there, with nothing to lose is a dangerous person.
That's it. Finish. Yeah. Nice work. That's where you train for a championship, Chris.
One of the things that I try to do is I try to keep myself on a natural path to where my body's naturally going to heal itself. Like, that's what the body's designed to do. So I can play little video games. Sign in, you already know. Mighty Mouse UFC. You know, with the hyperbaric chamber, you know, acupuncture. If I plan on doing this, you know, for another 10 years, hopefully I can last that long so I don't have to use those resources to help my body to recover. Sometimes I'll stay up late, make sure my skills stay sharp on this game. As long as I give myself the food, the water, the rest, my body should be able to do the rest. No worries, you have a good night. Watching Chris Cariaso, he's a tough guy. You know, he's been in a lot of fights. He's been competing in a bigger level just as long as I have. You know, he was back in the WEC days. Head out. They're always different challenges. And Ali presented a challenge, and so does Chris Cariaso. He's very durable. He's a southpaw, and he's great kickboxing. My outlook's to be the best in the world, whether it's pound for pound, whatever. But there's more accomplishment if I can go in and beat every single person in my division. There's no perception there. That's been laid, set in stone. You know, I beat Joseph, John Dodson. If I beat John Lineker, Zach Markowski, Juicer Formiga. Now that's clean out division where it's like, damn, all you about this man, you all lost. That's clean out the division right there. Mixed martial arts, you know, kind of gave me the path of being able to take care of my family, and it's a great career I'm very passionate about. Come on. Me and my wife, we built this house when she was pregnant, and luckily when we moved into it, we were blessed to have, you know, such great neighbors that all have kids. I think, you know, if we count all the kids in the whole entire neighborhood, it's probably 20 kids.
Get off my lawn!
I never take back the time where I used to work 9 to 5, all the other jobs. I worked hanging gutters. I also worked in a warehouse job. I mean, you name it, I kind of done it. Get up! I really don't take things for granted. I'm very blessed and grateful. That's one of the motivations that I have, is to keep on trying to get better, keep on winning my fights so things don't go south. Is there money in there? I'm not going to argue with you again. Is there money in there? It won't be okay if we can't make rent.
In 2012, I opened my gym here in Tucson, Arizona. Having my own gym to be able to train and create my own schedule is definitely a big advantage.
There's just sometimes, you know, be conservative and smart about when you even go for the throw, right?
Yeah.
A few times you got a little reckless.
Yeah. Having all my friends coaching with me and being a part of my gym, I mean, that's like you're not going to work every day, you know, if you're like kind of going out and hanging out with the buds.
When Chris and I first met, I was interested in starting to strike, and I really asked him if I could get used to just getting punched in the face, and he said he could help me with that. We've been friends ever since.
You know, he actually coached me for my first MMA fight, and you know, we kind of reconnected my last 3 fights.
You're going to feel it if the choke's there, you know what I mean? Then the choke's there.
We've really hit that click and that stride.
We're trying to not let anybody's expectations from outside the group affect us. It's just what our expectations are.
He knows how to control a round, get the takedowns, secure the round.
We actually feel like we're a little bit alleviated of the pressure. You know, we want him to perform his best.
I mean, I really think, dude, he's probably one of the best athletes in the UFC. But that's why it's just so exciting.
That's why I get so excited. Because I'm going to dethrone his ass.
Yeah.
On the feet, I feel like I have the advantage. I feel like I'm a better striker. I'm a more powerful striker than he is.
Come on, let's put a stamp on this round or we're going to an extra one.
On the ground, you know, I feel like I have the advantage too.
Up right here, Cariaso. Up right here. He's got no pressure on the hip.
His grappling game is pretty weak, and I have jiu-jitsu off my back. I have jiu-jitsu, I have top game jiu-jitsu.
Get your right leg on the ground.
Wherever the fight goes, I feel like I have the advantage.
Just keep on trying to improve my speed, my endurance, and making sure I peak at the right time.
I evaluate him on a daily basis. Today he was a little sore from the previous explosiveness workout, so I lightened up the explosiveness part.
I want you to jump as high as you can.
Oh, that's super light. I'm gonna go up 35.
No.
You know, there's an optimal performance that I want from him, and I want that performance on game day. So I'm not trying to push him to that today.
Round 1, drop push-ups, and then pull-ups and peg.
Okay. Having a back-to-back camp, you see a lot of people, they come in flat.
Round 2, 7-11 run.
Go! Their mindset's not in the correct place. So we're trying to make sure that it is and not burn myself out.
Heart rate.
187. 186. High 190.
Round 3, alternating treadmills and shadow boxing.
Okay.
Ready? Go! My goal as his trainer is to keep that graph going up until fight day.
Switch.
So I don't really look at training camps as he has to get ready for this fight.
Switch.
I'm getting him ready to maintain that title over years and years and years and be the top pound-for-pound fighter in the world for as long as he can.
Time!
At UFC 178, 6 paths will converge in Las Vegas.
I think he called me peahead. I don't even know what that is.
You know a pea that you eat? It's like a small little green pea. He just has an unusually small head, so that's what that is.
Bitter rivals will put an end to the chatter. UFC gold is on the line.
I picture this fight going full bore. He's gonna come at me, I'm gonna come at him.
And the promotional newcomer seeks recognition.
Now's my time to put the guys in front of me that everyone sees as #1 or #2 or #3 in the world and dominate them.